Okay, I am here today with Carrie Vickers, who is the Director of Marketing and Customer Success with Chata AI. So, Carrie, thanks for taking the time to chat with me.
Thanks, Lisa. Happy to be here.
I'm super excited. Can you tell us what is Chata AI?
Yeah, for sure. So Chat AI is a startup artificial intelligence company based here in Calgary, Alberta. What we do is we're a conversational business intelligence tool. So we connect to your business data and we let you chat with your data, which is very powerful. So basically what that means is in more detail, is we connect with currently your accounting data. Our long-term vision is to connect with multiple business data sources so you can chat with all of those data sources in one place. For now, we're connected to QuickBooks Online and Xero, which are really popular accounting programs that a lot of small and medium-sized business owners use. So you connect to your data, you simply ask a question like you would type in Google, and we parse that statement out, we determine what you were looking for, and we bring you back an answer. So that's the conversational piece. And then we're also a business intelligence tool, so you can plot those answers in charts and graphs and set up dashboards using your natural language. So it's really making the whole process. We've got a lot of data as business owners. It's making that whole process of data interaction so much easier.
Nice. And so it's almost, just so I get a grasp on this, it's something as simple as I could say, like, tell me what my operating expenses were in 2015, and it would spit me out an answer.
Exactly, those kinds of questions. So sales questions, and you can get really granular into your data. So if you were looking at your sales, for example, you could ask total sales for the last year. You could ask total sales for the last 3 months. You could ask total sales for a particular product for the last 3 months and get even deeper. Maybe you want to look at a customer, maybe you're going into a meeting and you want to know how much that customer has bought off of you. So what are the total sales to a particular customer for a particular product over the last 3 months? So you can search anything. We've trained thousands and thousands and thousands of types of questions, and we continue to learn and grow. So really, the world is your oyster. As long as it's in your QuickBooks Online or Xero account, and it's been set up in a way that we have access, then you can ask whatever you want.
Very, very cool. And so what sparked you guys to want to even start this company?
Well, that's with my CEO, Kelly. So
Okay.
Kelly Chermington is our CEO and founder, and
Great.
he was the CFO of another successful Calgary-based company called Circle Cardiovascular Imaging.
Nice.
So he left that company to start Chata, and he had a vision when he was at Circle. He was the CFO, and he had challenges accessing multiple different data sources. So the current state before Chata is you need to pull data from multiple different places in order to get answers, and you have to do math, put it in an Excel spreadsheet. So it's really time consuming, and he really believed that there was a better way. And he actually, in his spare time, learned how to do AI development and machine learning. So he really conceptualized this idea based on problems he was having as a finance focused leader.
Nice. That's awesome, though. And I love to see that companies have really taken a problem in the marketplace and gone, okay, how do I actually solve that? How do I make somebody else's life, easier by solving this problem? So it's really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. It's very inspiring. And we talked to all sorts of other accountants and small and medium-sized business owners. And this really is a major problem that we're trying to solve here. So
Nice.
pretty exciting what we're working on for sure.
Absolutely. And to your knowledge, are there other companies that are in this space kind of doing a similar thing? Because from my
Yeah.
experience, I haven't come across anybody else.
The technology that we are developing and deploying is very state of the art in the back end. So there's definitely companies who are developing conversational user interfaces. So I'm sure you've heard of chatbots and that kind of thing, but to the level, so what we've done is we've developed a proprietary natural language understanding engine and a dynamic query builder. So all of that technology is proprietary, and people are trying to do what we do in multiple different spaces. For sure, it's happening. Being done effectively is a different story, and that's why we decided to go proprietary. You're a marketer, so you know how to use WordPress, right? So there's tools out there, Google platforms, that allow you to build natural language understanding conversational interfaces. but you're stuck within the confines of Google, which is
Right.
similar to WordPress. So we found that very limiting when we were connecting to QuickBooks Online and our ability to answer thousands and thousands of questions. So we decided to build a proprietary system. So we have a very, very advanced team of PhD, natural language understanding engineers, software developers, so on and so forth. So I think that's our biggest differentiator, but it is such a new technology, Lisa. It's difficult to identify real true competitors in the space because it's actually so disruptive. I'm sure it's coming, and we're ready for that for
I
sure.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So I want to shift gears a little bit. I noticed that just in my research online, that you guys had raised about 2.5 million in seed money
Yep.
to get this thing going. Can you talk us through how did you guys actually do
Yeah, sure. Well, Kelly is amazing.
that?
He's well connected, well respected in the business space in Calgary. So, and he's got a brilliant idea, and he's a finance guy. So, he's very good at quantifying the value of this type of software. So, that had a lot to do with it as well. I think another thing to mention there is we raised all that money locally in Calgary, which is
Wow.
typically a oil and gas investment, natural resources, that kind of thing. So tech investments of this type are rare, but they're growing. Part of that, I think, is that we're seeing a shift finally, and investors are starting to diversify, and they're really taking a look at technology such as ours.
Nice.
So that's really important. Local investment and local support are critically important for us as a startup here in Calgary, especially a tech startup. So that's been really amazing, the support we've received.
Nice. And so it was more direct investment versus like a Kickstarter campaign.
That's right. It was all from private investors. So
Wow. Good
yeah,
for you guys.
it's a big story for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very challenging to raise capital in that way. So good on you.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
and then we were just before we got onto this call, we were talking about the Intuit conference that you were just at, and they tell us a little bit more too about that.
Yeah, that was amazing. So our first integration with Chat AI, we decided on about a year and a half ago, and we went commercial just over 6 months ago with QuickBooks Online as our first integration. Intuit, who own QuickBooks Connect in Silicon Valley, and every year they have something they call the App Showdown, where they choose the top 10 apps in the space, and we as app and developers get to go $1,000. So it's a very well thought out process, and they really look at our innovation, our users. They want feedback from the community. So it was a long process just to get to the top 10. So that was very exciting. So we just got back from San Jose, and we did do our pitch on stage for $100,000. A company called Give, which is an amazing social enterprise company that makes it easier to give using your QuickBooks Online. They took the $100,000 prize. But as I was saying, Lisa, from a marketing perspective, we've definitely gotten that value, 100,000 worth of value, and we're going to get more. So they take us over the course of the next year to other events. We're in now this Intuit marketing machine, which is unreal because as a startup, I don't have like a massive marketing budget. So being able to leverage them and get that validation from them and the support from them has been phenomenal. And they are phenomenal. They're including us in training, having us speak at conferences. They're getting our feedback actually on the app platform, so their app marketplace. So things like that, I can't even tell you the value of that experience. It's unreal. You understand because you're a marketer.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. And I have heard from other people that have partnered with Intuit that they have been just very supportive and really helped their
Yeah.
company grow. So that's
Yeah, I can't say enough about the group at Intuit. Amazing. So, and also Xero, similar company that's an Intuit competitor. We
Mhm.
don't choose sides because we integrate with both, and they're also supporting us. And they've actually asked us to submit for their award program as well. So
Wonderful. That's really
hopefully
great.
we'll be able to take part in that as well. And
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
amazing.
great. So I feel a little silly asking this, but I'm hoping that those that are listening and watching maybe are wondering the same thing. Can you tell us the difference between machine learning and AI, or are they the same thing?
No, well, yeah, kind of, because basically, artificial intelligence is machines replicating human tasks, right?
Yeah.
So machine learning is a part of artificial intelligence. It's how the machine gets to that point, right? So this is the where we talk a lot about different types of training and that kind of thing. I too am not a technical person. I've learned a lot, but uh, so if you think about it as machine learning is a part of AI, and the end goal of AI is a replication of a human task. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does.
Another really interesting part of the technology that I think I touched on briefly is natural language understanding. So that's also another aspect of our artificial intelligence technology. So you would ask a question in a way that makes sense to you, right? There's no one telling you, you're not picking from a list of questions. You're asking that question how you would want to ask it.
Okay.
And so that technology, that AI it's very complex and very difficult problem to solve because there's thousands and thousands of ways that you would ask different questions. So that's something that we are heavily, heavily focused on is getting that like really strongly right.
Right.
And we've grown our system. It's actually very phenomenal. So we are getting 98% accuracy on most days. So that's important.
That's great. That's really great. And I think that kind of dovetails nicely into my next question, which is that people are really saying that AI is going to take over the manual workforce. What are your thoughts on that trend?
Yeah, my personal thoughts are, yeah, automation in general is definitely going to take over a lot of the manual tasks. Me being a business owner previously and now working for an AI company has been an interesting experience because I used to be the person who would use Chata AI. And I think what it's doing, I'm very, very excited about automation, everything. Like, and there's technology that has existed for a number of years that most business owners are not tapping into. And
Mm-hmm.
I think automating certain things like in my space, in the cloud accounting space, basic things like your expense report, for example, being able to automate those kinds of things, yes, it's definitely taking over part of your job. It's saving hours and hours of your time as well.
Time.
So if
Yeah.
you want to hire someone to do that, you can.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for our technology. You can hire someone to do your data analysis, but why not do it yourself? So
Right.
it just depends what perspective you're looking at it from. And the other thing is with any technology, ever since the car was born, it took jobs too, right?
Of course.
So it took horses away
Mm-hmm.
and all of these different jobs that were associated with the form of transportation you had before, but it also created jobs and it
Mm-hmm.
created opportunity. And that's what I find really, really exciting, especially in this data science world and untapping the value of all of the data that we've been able to collect as business owners. This could be really big, right? If you're a business owner who's looking to grow, you now have access to your data and it's so much easier. So you can make decisions way faster. And there's a lot of opportunity in that. And you can't tell me that's not going to create jobs if businesses are growing.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely depends how you look at it. And it's really interesting what AI can do now. There's still a long way to go, but it's happening very, very fast. So yeah.
I totally can relate to what you're saying because I feel like on one turn hand, people are so scared that artificial intelligence is going to be taking away jobs, but I almost feel like for the amount of jobs that it's taking away, it's actually creating, new ones on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's really just evolving with that that trend.
It really is. And I think personally, I find it very, very exciting as a previous business owner myself. I think business owners it's creating another job for accountants and bookkeepers. You could say we're taking over a bookkeeper's job, which is potentially true, maybe not so much for our software, but different types of automation.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also providing that accountant and bookkeeper with the opportunity for them to get more informed about their clients' accounts. Way easier, way faster. They can now ask questions of their clients' accounts and give better, more structured advice.
For sure. For sure.
So that, to me, is the opportunity for accountants and bookkeepers. Start using our software to give better advice to your clients. Those clients are not going to leave you. When I had an accountant when I was a business owner, they weren't giving me advice. They were asking for my money and doing my tax return.
Right.
So this is like a big deal.
Totally. I can relate to that comment, but we won't go there. Oh, funny. In terms of like looking at machine learning and AI, is that having, forgive me, I asked the question, not great. How is that impacting you guys internally? Like, has there been any impact on your team? Have there been any lost jobs from artificial intelligence coming into play?
No, I wish. No, just kidding.
The exact opposite.
Please take over my job next. No, definitely not, because we have most of our team is AI developers and software developers, and there's talk about opportunity, like conversational user interfaces is a huge opportunity, and especially when it comes to data access and analysis. So this opportunity is creating so many jobs in the space, and we've grown. Like, we're only a year and a half into operation, and we have almost 30 staff.
Nice.
So no, it has streamlined like certain basic things that we do as a business, such as the expense report that I talked about. So that painful process is being automated now. But as far as AI taking over things here, no, not really. It's more created a lot of opportunities for us and our customers.
Okay. And when you look at like from the start of when you joined Chata till now, what would you say has been like the biggest trend that has fueled change within your organization specifically?
I think as our customers, Chat AI is such a disruptive product. So it's been really fascinating from my perspective. I came in as the second employee, and I started contacting our prospective customers when we just had a prototype. So we've been putting this in front of people for a very long time. And it's been fascinating. What's been most fascinating and interesting to me is how our customers have helped grow this system. So and that's how machine learning works, right? I can't train the questions that you might ask of your business.
Right.
We need customers to go in there and train and help us grow. So it's been quite fascinating to me in understanding the role of the human in making sure this type of technology is successful and useful. Right. It still all comes down to humans and helping us do our jobs better, right? So the human experience is what this is all about. So
nice.
Does that answer your question?
It absolutely does. Absolutely does. In terms of kind of what's next for Chata, what's the big, hairy, audacious goal, and how are you guys gonna get there?
Oh man, it's going so fast. Like, even on my team, I know you've got probably some people in marketing, so I'm actually hiring some people on my team. So nice. I'm hopefully definitely I think we post on Indeed, so please look for some jobs there, because there's a lot happening. Now that we have this amazing product, it's really critically important that we educate users and really grow that education base. That's key when using some product specific to ours. So we need users to understand how they can use this new technology to help them make better business decisions. So that's one of my big tasks. So our grand vision is to become the hub of all business data interaction. So like I said in the beginning, is we're integrated now with accounting software, but most business owners have 3 or more data sources. So you may have in cloud accounting software, you may also have a CRM, so systems such as HubSpot or Salesforce collecting your customer data. And you're probably using something else like maybe a payment processor like Stripe or Square to run your business and take payments. So those are 3 different data points that you need to get information from all 3 of those points in order to make some business decisions, right? So typically you're pulling information from each place, putting it in a spreadsheet, blah, blah, blah. Totally. Not fun for anyone. So our goal is to integrate with more and more of those data sources. So we
Okay.
really become like this invaluable tool to the business owner and their data analysis. And we're already there.
Yeah.
So we've developed rapid API integration technology because we've sort of cracked this case with the natural understanding piece. We're now able to do it way more quickly with other softwares. So we're just about to launch our integration with Stripe and Square. And then we're also likely going to go to CRM next. So systems like HubSpot. So those are all systems that fit within the sort of SMB market. So because we have so many customers now on QuickBooks Online and now soon Xero as well, we want to really enhance those business owners' experience and their ability to chat with all of their data within Chata AI. So it's really, really quite powerful. Like if you imagine if you have 3 or 4 or 5 different softwares, you've probably got a dashboard for each one and that kind of thing. Chat AI brings it all together. So you can have your dashboard with whatever you want on there, just making it super easy to get a snapshot of your business and easier to make decisions as well.
Fantastic. That's great. My final question is for those watching this video, how do they learn more about Chata?
Just simply go to www.chata.ai. There's tons of content. You can also, if they want, they can pop us an email we typically use our support email, so support@chata.ai. If you have any questions, one thing I recommend, just so you can see really how it works, we haven't done a demo here today, and it just makes so much more sense when you can see how the software works. We do a webinar every Monday at 11 a.m. MST. So you can just log on or just go onto our website and sign up for that. And one of our customer success team members will run you through how the software works. I'll also mention it's free. So yeah, so you can use it for free. You can query as much as you want. It's super easy to connect with your data source if you're on QuickBooks Online or Xero. And then our paid features are $25 a month Canadian. And that gives you access to your dashboards and your tools. You get free access for your accountant or bookkeeper. So Lisa, you could hook up your accountant and bookkeeper with this and they can start looking at your information and giving you advice or vice versa.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Great.